Compliments of the season and welcome to the show that takes on incredible and relatable trending entertainment and pop culture stories. It's called Pop Kasa. And in the spirit of Christmas, we've got a gospel conversation. But before we do all that, I'd like to say Merry Christmas to you. And hey, the next one is all about a married man and his side boo. And then we get down to the H, where you're going to be asking that question, what is going on here? And then I will introduce my guest to you right after now. Stick around and enjoy this show, Pop Kasa. Thank God it's Friday, we'll always say, and welcome to the show called Pop Kasa. My name is JJ Raymond. I've got two amazing guests. First up, I've got a very sweetheart, Amiola. How you doing, darling?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm okay, looking good.
Thank you.
As always, I would say.
I knew you were going to add that.
Oh, yeah. And the man who's got something on him. Come on, brother. Trust, what's up?
Sabona.
Same to you, my brother. Nakupenda. Okay, guys, now we got this big story right now. Now, whenever you hear Merry Christmas, you surely know that loads of gospel concerts will be staged all around the world. However, the build up to these shows doesn't really sit well with a lot of people. For instance, ticket sales. Now, we come on Twitter where Sami Saliu tweeted this saying, you have a concert, a gospel music concert, and you are charging people to worship God. As if that's not problematic enough, he says, you now have classifications for audience, table, VIP, and normal for a gospel music concert. How is this okay? Now, first of all, I think I'd like to start by asking, come on, what makes a gospel musician different from a non-gospel musician? Who is a gospel musician?
Are you asking in terms of what they sing?
I'm asking you in your own perception.
A gospel musician sings Christian songs.
Hallelujah songs?
Yeah, Christian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean that they are not entitled to being paid for concerts? What do you think?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
So first, in my opinion, I think that a gospel musician is someone who sings faith-based music.
Okay.
So most times, the guys that do inspirational music can also be classified under faith-based. Like, once you see concert, you will always find Timmy Dakolo because he has like a song that is very inspirational. So they almost always fall under the same category.
Okay.
So faith-based music and people that sing secular stuff.
Okay. Now, non-gospel artists entertain and aim at making money. That's how I see it, 100%.
Facts.
A gospel artist will always sing that song that will edify the Lord, edify people to teach morals and all that. So we stick it to perhaps the Christian artists, right? Christian singers. So do you now think that because they are perhaps into ministration, therefore they shouldn't make money for that art? Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't make sense at all. I definitely disagree with that because these people have mouths to feed, right? They have homes, they have needs, they have bills. It's not God that's paying their bills automatically. So they definitely need to keep alive and feed and function. So they should get paid.
If you want to go down the biblical route, you will find out that even in the Bible, the Levites, who were servants of the temple at the time, they were not given physical inheritances. The idea was that, people, the other tribes who were given stuff would also, contribute money to also feed for them and cater to them. So it means they need to feed somehow. So in our time, if you say you're doing gospel music and you're not considering the business aspect of what you're doing, I wonder how you plan to survive. Because these dollar rates are not, they're not kind of helping anybody at the moment.
And also, if you take it to church, like even the pastors get paid from what? Tithes and offerings as well. So why not? And then if you're doing a concert, there's money going into creating a concert. It's not like it's free venue. Like people pay for these things. So it doesn't it's not so far-fetched for you to ask people to come and pay to attend. If you want a free show, then go to church.
Okay, now talking about that, I think is that for a gospel artist to come render his services to you or minister, let's say in your own auditorium, I don't think the person should come with a price tag. Don't you think so?
What, in your church auditorium?
In your church, yes.
Yeah,
is it right for that person to say, hey, you need to pay me $4 million for me to come up to turn up with my whole crew?
Wait.
Does it make sense?
Are you talking about a gospel artist that's coming to your church
I
to
just
minister?
said it specifically, yes.
Okay, I think that this gospel artist is not a member of your church, first of all.
Okay.
He has no responsibility, like it's not his responsibility to come and minister in your church. If he is a gospel artist that gets paid to perform in different places, then why not pay him to come to the church?
Well, I'm not very experienced in these things when it comes to like gospel artists moving in between. But what I'll tell you for a fact is that if you're doing music as you want to do gospel music as a volunteer, you just want to do it for the ministry, contribute your quota to spreading the gospel, you don't want to make money from it, that's on you. But if you want to, make a living out of your craft.
Are there really any people like that say, I'm not trying to make money from...
Good question.
Well,
what's the intention?
Well, if you're not taking your business seriously, it means you're doing this thing.
So gospel music or gospel performance should also be a business.
Yes,
it
is. It is.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot that goes into yes, for a fact, there's a lot that goes into music creation.
Okay.
Yes. So you have a producer you need to pay.
Exactly.
That guy's not going to do that thing for you for free. You have to do your home music distribution, do licensing, do a whole lot of things. So money goes down into creating this music. Therefore, you need to earn money from your craft.
Yeah, it's also why they sell gospel music, like they sell the CDs and they sell the songs, because you're trying to make money. Even if church choirs create an album, they sell it. It's not free. You pay for it.
And some other thing they do is and again, it now boils down to people saying you're either volunteering this. So people can do gospel music and say, okay, I'm selling the proceeds from this project. It's going to charity.
Exactly.
It's going back into the church. So it really depends on the motive why you're really doing this at the end of the day. But what I know for a fact is that if you're a gospel musician, you need to make money somehow. You need to get that for yourself. And if you're doing that through music, you need to take your business seriously.
Now, Tito Olane actually feels that this is one of the reasons why most gospel artists leave the church and start singing secular music. Most of us aren't ready to support our own, not excusing that. How are they supposed to pay for the hall, the setup, their crew, their efforts? I mean, will they eat God will bless you or God bless you?
If people are willing to pay large sums of money to see secular artists perform, then why not give money to God? If that's like, if you're a Christian and you want to give, it's not a way you should actually put your money, if you get what I mean. Like, you should actually give your money to the church and to the gospel artists instead of...
That's the reason why most gospel artists are broke. They don't have money because they're out there just doing what they know how to do best, and nothing has come back into their pockets, and that's why most of them leave. So if you check in the Nigerian music space now, even in the foreign space, a lot of people have church background. There's J. Hall, Jennifer Hudson, they have church background. There's Kelly Clarkson. In Nigeria, we have Flavor. There's Fino. A lot of people had church helped groom these people, and they decided, you know what, I'm going to take the secular route in doing my stuff. So it might not necessarily be because they don't like God so much. Maybe secular music was more profitable, and church kind of helped to groom them into, give them free music lessons, give them, all that. So, I mean.
Okay, for HRH Queen Grace. Now, she thinks that people should not be charged. Rather, sponsors should be gotten. Now, the very big question is, how many sponsors are really ready to jump on such gospel artists and be termed, hey, maybe Christian, a Christian brand?
I think that most of the sponsors for any shows, concerts, gigs, whatever, are mostly, you find that they're mostly like secular brands, like alcohol brands, all of that. They're the ones who are very quick to jump on. And then for church, for Christian stuff or for gospel stuff, I don't think we have that many businesses that are flourishing enough to sponsor such an event. So I feel like it's a bit dicey.
For sponsors, what everybody knows about sponsors, or what you should know about sponsors, that sponsors are looking for numbers. What are the data you can give them? How many people are going to buy our product? People are going to see our product. If you can offer any sponsor that, they're going to come for your show. So it doesn't matter if it is gospel or not, but most times what people really consider is they need to get products that kind of align into, or sponsors that kind of align to faith-based stuff. So they'll most likely get skincare products and other things. They will not get alcohol, they won't get cigarette brands to come and sponsor, because those things are kind of off-brand, they're not faith-based. They kind of contradict the faith of the Christian.
Okay, let's get back to concerts. Now, someone makes a very valid point. That's the same Sami Saliu, who says, all right, how about people that want to fellowship with other believers, but they are too poor to pay for such concerts? What about that?
That's why there's church.
You go to church on Sunday.
It's free. You walk in, the choir would minister, you sing,
but you can't get all that vibe,
and you will feel the presence of your fellow brethren.
But you can't get that same
church.
vibe, girl.
No, you can. If
days,
your church,
look, fam.
Tell me something.
If your church choir is lit, you can.
I mean, I see videos on YouTube, and then there's post smoke, there's lighting and things.
Wow.
There's all that.
Okay, trust.
I'm sounding like I really don't know about all these things. But talking about Kanye West, we all know he's on church choir. Come on, Sunday church.
It's kind of crazy, but
it's quite creative. Okay, let's leave that right now. Meanwhile, thanks a whole lot for being a part right here. This is Kasa. Let's simply switch on to the very next conversation, but that will be after this break. Do stick around. Thank you for staying right here on Kasa. Now going down to a video that caught our attention this week. It's simply a video of Lolo Cynthia, whose Twitter profile says she's a storyteller, woman power, sexual reproductive health troublemaker, and her location says Senegal, Nigeria, South Africa. So she's truly African. But this is what Lolo Cynthia says.
Let me say it once and for all. I personally reject the notion that a single woman should bear the burden of infidelity when she is dating or friends with benefit with a man that is partnered. It is not her responsibility. She is not the one that made a commitment or a vow. The burden of infidelity, the guilt of all of that lays with the man who made that commitment. And this is something that actually perpetuates, like I said in the beginning, a patriarchal agenda. Why? Because it continues to push the narrative that women should be the custodians of morals, that as a woman, you should be the one to do better because you're protecting the other woman in her home, or you're protecting a fellow sister by rejecting that man. No, it shifts the responsibility from men, which is something we have been doing so much in our community, and places it on this single woman that is just trying to live her life. It is also a narrative that continues to paint women as Jezebels, as the home breakers, that this single woman is coming into your house to break it and, shift the focus of your husband or your partner from you to her. Not the man, that is laying on your bed. Not the man that made a vow to you, not the man that committed to you, but this woman that is in her own place, that maybe your partner is number 4, number 5 on her list, that is not a factor in her life, is trying to derail your home. And I don't want to go into feminist academic theory and all that, but when it comes to oppression, people look for who they believe they have power over. So a woman who is with a man that is cheating on her,
Cynthia Lolo Cynthia, she had a whole lot to say, and I really saw her quite prominently on the screen. But then the caption of that video, hey guys, she says, as a single feminist woman, I should not bear the burden of guilt for dating married men. Face your partner who made the commitment to you. Women are not the custodians of morals. Now, do you agree with her saying that single ladies should not be pointed fingers at for a married man's promiscuity?
Trust, you want to start?
You're going to start.
Okay, so I think that she's made some valid points in that video, in the sense that when a man and a woman get married, your vows are with each other, right? The husband and the wife. One thing I can never understand is when a married woman goes and start attacking the side chick on the side, saying, you are sleeping with my husband, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, it's your husband, you should actually be fighting because he's the one that carried himself out of the vows that he made with you to step out and start seeing somebody else. In that regard, I think that she has some valid points. You should not blame the single. She is single. It's the man that left his marriage to come and talk to her. On her own, she was sat and just looking. Except she went after the man, and that's a different story.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I quite agree. I think that men have a lot of antics, and society is enabling and shielding men from the consequences of their action, from all the. But she had valid points.
Yeah.
So, and something I quite agree with you when you're saying is that society places this much pressure on women to be the police of morality.
Yeah.
But man, you got married. You said you told your wife that you love her so much. You did all the vow thingy, and now you're going out to So I think the husband should be held accountable. But nevertheless, I think as humans we should also be morally accountable for ourselves. But it's quite unfortunate that a lot of people are morally bankrupt. So there's a bloodline between what is right and what is wrong nowadays. Okay. So it depends on you now to now choose your moral
Now, but
compass.
think about this too. Some ladies in the society simply have this attraction for men with that ring. I mean, come on, they just love you because you are a married man. Don't you think those people are just you would probably just bring them and tell them, hey, don't do that again.
Amiola, have a ring.
Not that kind of ring, man. Not on that finger, guy.
I mean, I think I can understand where they come from in the sense that married men seem to be responsible.
Oh wow.
And, you have. I think it's a bit wild that when some women see a ring, it's oh, okay, you can take. And to be honest, married men, they seem to be the caretakers, the ones who do more taking care of than the single men, right? Because a married man probably knows that he has something to lose. So he's trying to make sure that the girl is like comfortable or whatever. I think that there's just that attraction. I'm not saying that I'm looking at married men. I'm just saying I understand where somebody could be coming from.
Yeah, I will not ask you if you're talking from experience. Not at all.
No, none of that.
I also think that where that attraction is coming from is that people look at how you take care of your family and how you take care of your wife, and they envy that and they want that for themselves. So it's just this whole people being covetous and wanting what somebody else is.
I also think that it's that without wanting what the person wants, like, oh, this man is already married. He's not going to try and disturb me about marriage. Like, it's just, we're here for a good time.
Adventure.
Do you understand me? Like, let's just see. Exactly, vibes.
And honestly, he's also a king. It turns some people on, trying to, date people that are already married.
But like the energy that married men come at women with is crazy. Like it's a lot. And even if you as a single girl, you're saying no, this person is now showing, oh no, I will make sure you answer me. Just one day, you just fall down and say yes to me. Like the energy that married men come at women with.
Well, I wouldn't know
more.
so because I'm not married.
Yeah, but I think I do know because sometimes I just want to hit on a lady and then I go all out to make sure that there's an ego somewhere that you need to fulfill. And if that doesn't work, but the bad part is taking it into your married home.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like a lot of times when people get married, they never really leave their behaviors behind. It's like, oh, I'm married. Okay, cool. That's my family, but I can still do all these other things outside. So they still want to have like the married bachelor, quote unquote.
Yeah. I look feel like a lot of institutions in Africa has failed society, has failed men, has failed women. Starting from like the home, the parental society, the parental institution, where parents, mothers especially, excuse behavior of their sons. And parents are failing to have conversations about sex education with their kids. And, they just go out and learn these things from somewhere, learn it from pornography, learn it from, they're not wild, they're out there, they're doing stuff. You can't control, there is no information they fall back on where their mom is telling them when they're like 12-year-old that, yo, young man, this is how you need to behave, this is how you need to, be, how the British groom their ladies and say you need to be all this and that, and they keep on with that. We don't have that over here.
Okay, but in this whole conversation, nobody's talking about the wife, the married woman. Don't you think that she probably lose guarded?
May she get lost job.
Come on.
No, I don't think that that's the situation in a lot of cases. Like sometimes the man has a woman. I think that men have this ego where it's like
no,
it's not even about satisfying. It's like, okay, this woman is now mine. She's now my own. So like, let me go elsewhere and look for who else I can conquer. Do you understand me? Like this one is, I married her, so okay, yes, she's in my house. I know men who have the hottest wives.
Women, yeah.
And they're going about looking for people who are not even half as fine as their wives. So I don't know.
We got this one from Arike_Bay who says, when a man asks you out and you know he's married, then let him know that you can't date a married man, except you are willing to do it because some ladies want to do some, big girl, big God, small girl, big God, all that.
Yeah, let's face it, a lot of girls in Africa these days or Nigeria are hungry. So, they find a married man. For you to be able to have married, you must have settled down, you must have some bar. So, you can, kind of take care of me and satisfy my needs. Unlike Kunle, that is just, hustling and doing his thing.
And I also think that, the society right now, you see a lot of girls, they're so flashy. And you see a girl who's got a phone of 600,000 bucks. We ain't got no job, man. So what's up, She's getting worse and worse. We need to overcome all this. We all we keep talking about these matters. But hey, let's go on a very quick break and we take it down to the H right here on Kasa. Now, today's each is what we call your face no show, your shoe no shine. So here it is. A groom decided to hide his face alongside what or who many think are his children in all their wedding pictures. And of course, supported by the bride. Now, first of all, what on earth is going on here? Any clues, guys? Look at this.
It's giving, I have a second family somewhere. Let them not catch me.
In the abroad, maybe?
Let's still take this picture because, we are another family. But, let me hide my face.
But with his children? Maybe?
Well,
I
think
don't know. I really feel that this man is giving. I was a drug dealer somewhere, and I just tried to. I want to please my wife and her rich family and do a family mistletoe picture for Christmas.
Right.
And I'm trying to hide in the face of my kids.
his
so
face
they
is
don't arrest
really
them sometime.
hidden, like in all of the
In all
pictures.
the pictures.
And I think that the daughter whose face is hidden, maybe she looks like him.
Yeah,
And so it's
and the
like,
son too.
let me hide the ones that look like, so that my other family.
No clues. Not at all.
Exactly.
Why go through all those efforts when we can't even see what you look like, fam?
But what about the woman who supported him?
Yeah, maybe she's definitely okay with it. I don't think that anybody who lets their husband hide his face in all the pictures.
She's happy. She's probably
She's
looking at
aware, yes.
Yeah, she's looking at
fully
the
aware of
account and like,
whatever,
come on, man.
whatever is happening
Yeah.
at home, she knows.
This
She's
is just
very much
for
aware.
like for
She
the future.
is an enabling wife.
So
a
we
wife
can
that
look
really loves her husband.
I love the smile on her face. That come on, man. Don't
And
worry,
he's also
man.
smiling if you
Don't
look at
watch
his face
that.
over there.
Yes, he is like, hey, I hope
Don't
it's
watch
not
that.
showing.
He's
One of my
mine.
beards right here.
It's mine.
But
Don't watch
this is,
it.
This is BS. I mean, if you don't want to show your face, don't put a
Don't do the
picture out
shoots,
there.
yeah.
Don't do the shoot.
I think it was very unnecessary to take the pictures all together.
But she's so fine.
But yeah, she should have
Yeah,
just.
she's beautiful.
And the
Shaking-
daughter though,
They're all, look at the boy, handsome
giving-
boy, all
giving
of them.
shoulders.
I'm telling you, this boy that's backing the camera and that girl, they look like the man. It has to be.
It feels like
has
like
to
the
be.
woman is a different family. Then she has like her own kids, and the man has his own kids, and they are coming together to get
it's a
married. And she's
blended
trying
family.
to protect.
Now think about this. What if they just did this to trend?
Well, they have. Good job, guys.
I mean, it worked. But I mean,
got
it's
me.
just a lot of work to go into training. Because now, what are you talking about? The fact that your husband doesn't have a face, or what?
she's-
Like,
oh,
what's the
she's pretty,
conversation?
though.
Why are you trending?
Faceless. Anyway, guys, you guys have got faces right here, and thank you so much for bringing your gorgeous face. Amiola, as
Thank
always.
you.
And you know, your teeth show. Mr. Trust, all the best, man.
Thank you very much, sir,
Yeah.
for having me on podcast.
I love your cap.
I can
Your hat,
gladly give it
your
to you
beret.
And
after the show.
the
Yeah, I
dots
know
on the
that.
face
You know,
as
I
well.
am taking inspiration from Zulu brothers over
okay.
in South Africa.
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you. I'll take it out of South Africa if I'm there after the show. But thank you so much for being a part of the show. It's Christmas, man. Let's enjoy the season. Let's have fun. And whatever you do, show love. And you know, I won't leave you without this. A wise man once said, Merry Christmas.